After 12 years of marriage, I thought we could survive anything, but one fight changed everything. When they said, "I don't know if I can keep doing this," it shattered me. Now I'm scared this wasn't just a fight, but the start of the end. I've been married for 12 years, and you'd think after all this time, we'd have this whole partnership thing nailed down. We've had our fights, dumb ones over who forgot to take out the garbage, tougher ones about money or how to handle the kids. But nothing compares to the fight we had this week. It started so small, like a flicker you barely notice, but it roared into something I can't shake, something that's got me questioning everything. Their words are stuck in my head, replaying like a broken record, each one slicing deeper every time I hear it. I'm tangled up in anger, hurt, and this gnawing fear that I might have messed up something I can't fix. It's been days, and I'm still spinning, trying to figure out where we went wrong and if we can ever get back. It was Tuesday evening. I'd had a brutal day at work. My boss piled on a last-minute project. I sat through endless meetings that could have been emails, and my inbox was a nightmare of deadlines I couldn't keep up with. I came home already frayed, my head pounding, my patience gone. The house felt off the moment I walked in, like the air was thick with something unsaid. My spouse was in the kitchen, chopping onions with this fierce, almost mechanical focus, like they were trying to cut through their own frustration. I know them. After 12 years, I can read the signs. Something was wrong. I tossed my keys on the counter and asked, "What's up?" They didn't look up, just muttered, "Nothing." I know that nothing. It's a trap, a warning. But I was too worn out to let it go. "Come on, just tell me," I said, leaning against the counter, probably sounding sharper than I meant to. That's when it kicked off. They slammed the knife down, the sound echoing in the quiet kitchen, and turned to me with this look, anger mixed with something heavier, like they'd been carrying a weight I hadn't noticed. "You never listen," they said, their voice cutting like a blade. "You're so caught up in your own world you don't even see me drowning." I froze. Drowning? What the hell did that mean? I asked, but it was like I'd opened a floodgate. They started unloading, and I wasn't ready for the wave that hit me. They listed things I didn't even know were problems. How I don't ask about their day, like I'm too busy to care what's going on with them. How I leave them to deal with the kids' schedules, school runs, soccer practices, doctor's appointments, parent-teacher conferences, without stepping up. How I planned that weekend trip with my buddies last month without even asking them. I thought I was giving them a break, some space to breathe, but they said it felt like I was ditching them, like I didn't care enough to include them. "You act like I'm not carrying just as much as you," they said, their voice shaking with anger and something else, pain maybe, or exhaustion. I tried to explain myself. "Work's been a nightmare," I said. "I'm juggling deadlines, bills, a boss who's always on my case," but they weren't buying it. "That's not an excuse," they snapped. "You make me feel like I'm invisible." It spiraled from there, faster than I could process. We were both yelling, dragging up every hurt we'd buried over the years. They brought up how I forgot our anniversary 2 years ago, how I brushed it off like it was nothing. I shot back about how they're always criticizing me, how I load the dishwasher wrong, how I can't fold a fitted sheet, how I leave my coffee mug on the counter. It was like we were unloading a decade's worth of resentment, every little slight we'd let slide. The kids were upstairs, probably hearing every word, which makes me feel like a failure as a parent now, but in the moment, I was too caught up to care. I just wanted them to see I'm not the bad guy here. Then they said something that stopped me cold. "Maybe I'm tired of being your afterthought." It wasn't just the words. It was how they said it, low and steady, like they'd been carrying this for years, like I'd been letting them down in ways I didn't even see. I tried to respond, but my throat felt like it was closing up, and all I could do was stare at them. Their face wasn't just angry, it was drained, like they were done fighting. Then they hit me with something worse. "I don't know if I can keep doing this." It wasn't a threat, but it felt like one. Like they were questioning not just this fight, but us, our marriage, our life, everything we've built. I stood there, my heart pounding, feeling like the floor had vanished beneath me. I stormed out to the garage to cool off, slamming the door so hard it rattled. I sat on an old folding chair, staring at the mess around me, tools scattered on a workbench, paint cans stacked in a corner, a box of Christmas lights we haven't used in years. Their words kept looping in my head. "I don't know if I can keep doing this." Did they mean they're done? Divorce? Separation? Or just living like strangers who share a house? I started replaying the fight, dissecting every moment. I thought about all the things I've done or haven't done that might have led to this. The times I half listened when they were talking about their day, nodding but not really hearing. The nights I stayed late at work instead of helping with the kids or dinner. The way I brush off their complaints because I'm too tired or stressed to deal with them. Maybe I have been selfish. Maybe I haven't been showing up the way they need me to. But they're not perfect either. They nag about every little thing, how I stack the dishes, how I leave my shoes by the door, how I don't mow the lawn exactly right. They shut me out when they're upset, giving me the silent treatment for days instead of talking it out. And they always take the kids' side, making me feel like I'm the bad guy for trying to set rules. I could list their flaws, but what's the point? It's like we're keeping score and nobody's winning. The more I sat there, the angrier I got, but underneath that was this deep, gnawing fear. Fear that they meant it. Fear that I've been screwing this up for years without noticing. Fear that they're already 1 foot out the door. The next morning, we barely spoke. I made coffee, they got the kids ready for school, and we moved around each other like we were in a dance we didn't want to be in. I wanted to say something to break the silence, but every time I opened my mouth, their words from the fight came back. Maybe I'm tired of being your afterthought. I kept wondering if they meant it, or if it was just something said in anger. But what if they did mean it? What if they've been feeling this way for years and I've been too blind to see it? The thought makes my stomach twist, like I've swallowed something heavy that won't go away. It's been 3 days and we're still in this tense, awkward limbo. We're polite, but it's like we're strangers living under the same roof. I catch myself watching them, looking for clues. Are they quieter than usual? Did they mean to brush past me in the hallway like that? I'm driving myself nuts, analyzing every glance, every word, every sigh, but I can't stop. Their words are like a splinter in my brain, and no matter what I do, work, play with the kids, scroll through my phone, they're there haunting me. I don't know if I can keep doing this. Every time I think about it, my chest tightens, and I feel like I can't breathe. I keep imagining what it would be like if they left. The kids, the house, the life we've built, it would all fall apart. I don't want that, but I don't know how to fix this either. I keep going back to the early days when things were so much simpler. We'd stay up all night talking, laughing about stupid stuff like bad TV shows or the time we got lost on a road trip and ended up at a diner with the greasiest fries we'd ever eaten. Every fight back then ended with us making up, usually in bed, tangled up in each other, promising we'd do better. When did that stop? When did we start keeping track of every little slight, every misstep? I think about the moments I didn't realize mattered. Like when they asked me to go for a walk last month and I said I was too tired. Or when they tried to tell me about their day and I was half listening, distracted by my phone or some work email. Did those moments add up? Is that why we're here, standing on the edge of something I can't even name? I'm terrified this wasn't just a fight. It feels like a turning point, like we're at a crossroads, and I don't know which way they're leaning. I love them, I do. I know I haven't always shown it the way I should, but I can't imagine my life without them. We've built so much together, 2 kids, a home, a million memories. I think about the time we stayed up all night painting the nursery before our first kid was born, getting more paint on ourselves than the walls, laughing until we couldn't breathe. Or the beach vacation where we built sandcastles with the kids and ate boardwalk fries until we were sick. Even the hard times, like when we lost my dad, and they held me together when I was falling apart. But maybe love isn't enough if they feel like I'm not really there for them. Maybe I haven't been. I keep thinking about what they said about feeling invisible. It's not just about the big stuff, like forgetting anniversaries or making plans without them. It's the small things. The way I don't always look them in the eye when they're talking. The way I assume they'll handle things because they always do. I didn't think I was taking them for granted, but maybe I was. Maybe I've been so caught up in my own head, work, stress, my own problems, that I stopped seeing them. Not just as my partner, but as a person with their own struggles, their own needs, their own dreams I haven't asked about in too long. I've been thinking about how we've both changed over the years. When we got married, we were young, broke, and full of dreams. We'd talk about buying a house, having kids, maybe traveling the world someday. We were a team, always on the same page, even when things got tough. But life crept in, jobs, kids, mortgages, all the little stresses that pile up. I got caught up in my career trying to provide for us, thinking that was enough. They took on so much at home, keeping everything running, and I didn't see how heavy it was for them. Maybe I stopped noticing them, not because I don't care, but because I got too comfortable, assuming they'd always be there. I keep circling back to the moments that seemed small at the time. Like when they tried to talk about a bad day at work, and I was too distracted by a game on TV to really hear them. Or when they suggested we try something new, like a cooking class, and I brushed it off because I was too tired. Or the times they'd linger in the doorway, like they were waiting for me to say something, and I didn't. Did those moments build up, layer by layer, until they felt like they were drowning? The thought makes me feel like I've been punched in the gut, like I've been failing them in ways I didn't even see. I've been thinking about what it would take to rebuild, not just to fix this fight, but to fix us. It's not just about saying sorry or planning a date night, though those might help. It's about changing how I show up every day. Listening when they talk, even when I'm exhausted. Noticing when they're struggling, even if they don't say it out loud. Sharing the load, not just assuming they'll handle it because they always do. I haven't been doing that not enough, and I see that now. I see how they've been carrying so much, and I've been letting them, thinking they're fine because they always seem to be. But nobody's fine all the time, not even them. I've been thinking about the kids, too. They're old enough to sense something's wrong, even if they don't say it. I caught our oldest watching us at breakfast yesterday, her eyes darting between us like she was waiting for something to break. I hate that they're caught in the middle of this. I hate that we were screaming loud enough for them to hear. I keep thinking about what it would do to them if we can't fix this. I don't want them growing up in a house where their parents are strangers, or worse, in two separate houses. But I don't know how to stop this from spiraling further. I've been trying to figure out what they need from me, not just what I think they need. Maybe they need me to take on more at home, to be more present with the kids, to ask about their day and actually care about the answer. Maybe they need me to show them I still see them, not just as my partner or the person who keeps our life running, but as the person I fell in love with, the one who makes me laugh, who challenges me, who makes everything better just by being there. I haven't been showing them that, and I need to change that. I keep imagining what our life could be if we figure this out. Not just going back to how things were, but making them better. Talking more, fighting less, remembering why we chose each other. I want that so bad it hurts, but I know it's not just up to me. They have to want it too, and I don't know if they do. That's what scares me the most, not knowing where they stand, not knowing if they still believe in us. Last night I lay awake for hours, staring at the ceiling, their words looping again. I don't know if I can keep doing this. I wanted to wake them up, to talk it out right then, but I couldn't. I kept thinking about all the ways I might have failed them without realizing it. The missed chances to connect, the times I chose work or my own comfort over them. The way I didn't notice how tired they looked, how they've been carrying so much without me stepping up. I thought about how they looked during the fight, not just angry but defeated, like they'd been carrying this weight for years, and I was too oblivious to notice. I don't know how to fix this, but I have to try. I can't keep living with this knot in my chest, wondering if they're already halfway out the door. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk to them. I don't know what I'll say. Maybe I'll start with "I'm sorry" and see where it goes. I need to know if they still believe in us or if I've already lost them without seeing it coming. I'm scared, but I can't let this fester. I owe them that much. I owe us that much. We've come too far to let one fight, even one this bad, define our future. But those words, those damn words, keep echoing in my head, and I don't know how to make them stop. So that is today's story. Like and share this story with others, and subscribe for this type of more stories.